So last week, we've actually touched a little bit on the TD Cashback Visa Infinite credit card. And this week, I want to inform you that I actually product switched my own TD Aeroplan Visa Infinite into that card. And why exactly I did that? Well, because while doing so, I actually discovered this very, very powerful strategy with TD credit cards. So this is definitely not a video you want to miss out. I'm going to share with you that full strategy with you here in this video. This strategy will allow you to continuously switch between TD credit cards while getting the same benefits the new customers do and also not pay any annual fees in the process. At the same time, you're not going to have any of this appear on your credit files because it's actually a product switch, not applying for a new product. And to top it off, you don't even have to go through the hassle of setting up the pre-authorized deposits and, redoing your pre-authorized payments with your credit card because it's literally the same credit card number. Welcome back if you're returning, and if you're new, my name is Tony. On this channel, we focus on personal finance. We upload every single week. So if you want to see more content like this every single week, make sure you subscribe with the bell. And also while you're liking, make sure to hit like. It really helps with the channel's algorithm and helps YouTube to show my videos to more people just like yourself. And with that out of the way, let's get right into the video. So what's a product switch? A product switch is when you switch your credit card from one credit card to another within the same financial institution. So think of it this way. Let's say you're not happy with your current credit card. Your financial institution doesn't want you to jump ship to go to another credit card company and get theirs. Instead, they want to in turn offer you a more suiting product for yourself. Now, each financial institution has its own rules governing product switches within its company. However, today we're going to focus mainly on TD because TD is one of the best companies to do this strategy with because they're more lenient on sign-up bonuses and product switching in general. TD's Visa Infinite level of credit cards are their most popular level of cards, and for good reason. They have pretty good sign-up bonuses, and actually I see a lot of people on the street, they have this card, but most of them, they don't know what it does, or very few actually knows the strategy that I'm going to be sharing with you today. So the Visa Infinite level, which is what we're going to be looking into today in particular, has 3 cards in total. The TD Visa Infinite Aeroplan, Cashback, and First Class Travel. The 3 cards here, they all fall under 2 different categories, so do keep this in mind when we move on to the later part of this video. This is going to be important. One category is going to be travel, the other one is going to be cashback. Now we're going to first be looking into the welcome bonuses of these 3 cards. Now these welcome bonuses change every couple of months, but let's first look at what's in this quarter, what's currently available to you guys right now as of this video. So the TD Cashback is now offering an elevated sign-up offer of 10% cashback on everything you spend for the first 3 months or for the first $2,000 you spend, and that will be at a rough estimated value of a little bit less than $200. Next card, we have the Aeroplan. Aeroplan is offering a sign-up bonus of 25,000 Aeroplan miles, and to hit that, you're gonna have to hit your minimum spend requirement of $1,500 within the first 3 months. And Aeroplan miles, I value them at least 2 cents per point, so 25,000 miles is at a rough value of $500 plus in value. So in my opinion, that's the most valuable sign-up bonus out of the 3. Do keep in mind though, before you apply it, and if you're watching this video before November 8th, because after November 8th, Aeroplan as a program is getting revamped, and the word is the sign-up bonus will even be higher than the current one. The First Class Travel card will give you 60,000 TD reward points when you spend also the same $1,500 within the first 3 months. And I don't know about you guys, but at least in my personal experience, every time I asked a rep how much is each point worth, they always like kind of try to dodge the question. I really don't understand why. They probably don't know how much it's worth either. They always say, it's worth a little more when you redeem it for XP or for TD. So I'm gonna give you the straight answer today here, you guys. So basically, if you redeem it through Expedia for TD, you're gonna get a ratio of 200 points equals $1. So what that means is 60,000 point welcome bonus, that's going to be worth $300 if you redeem it through the TDX for Expedia portal. Second way to redeem it, you can use it towards travel. In terms of everyday, you don't have to use the Expedia for TD. For example, if you go to your local amusement park, these travel categories, they're coded pretty generously, and apparently some guy bought a vintage wine and still got that qualified as travel. So whatever everyday travel, like the railroads, you're gonna be getting a ratio of $200, or sorry, 200 points equals 80 cents. And last but not least, if you're doing it for cash back, then that's going to be at the worst value. So basically 200 points equals 50 cents. Across the board, you're going to get the first year annual fee waive, which is actually one of the keys to the strategy. And do keep this in mind for the future of this video. We're going to talk about how we're going to be taking advantage of this. With the sign-up bonuses listed above, it's a no-brainer that the TD Aeroplan and also the TD First Class Travel Visa, if you product switch between those two, then that's probably the best deal. Oh, and by the way, do you remember we mentioned before that the first year is free? Well, you see, due to how their system works, every time you switch between their cards, it actually resets the 1-year timer. So if you just keep switching, you will never have to pay on the annual fee. But it's not that simple, you guys. Here comes the curveball. So I personally actually just pulled a Karen on TD and actually spoke to 3 different managers in 3 different occasions, and they actually all confirmed that it is not the case. You can no longer product switch between TD Aeroplan and TD First Class Travel, because they both fall under, remember what I asked you guys to keep in mind earlier, they both fall under the same category of cards, which is travel, and the same Visa Infinite tier. Now, it would be fine though, because we can actually use the cash back portion, which is another whole other category. We can actually use this to our advantage. So how the new strategy works, and is what I'm doing myself personally as well, is I'm actually using the TD cashback card as like kind of like a launching pad, if you think of it that way. So every time you know, you're bouncing from the TD Aeroplan, and your 6 months is up, your 1 year is up, or whatever, how often you decide to do the switch for, you're gonna be product switching from the TD Aeroplan to the cashback and then back to the Aeroplan, or if the Aeroplan doesn't have a good promotion at the time, you can bounce to the First Class Travel. And that's exactly what I did, you guys, and will be my strategy for the upcoming months, upcoming years maybe. And basically right now, for example, my annual fee was coming up, my 1 year was coming up for my Aeroplan card. I just product switched 2 days ago literally to the cashback, and then give it like at least 6 months, I'll be switching back probably to the Aeroplan to get that sign-up bonus all over again. Now, knock on wood, if the Aeroplan new program turns out to be complete trash, or the sign-up bonus is like terrible, then I'm gonna be switching to the First Class Travel, and or if the First Class Travel somehow gets revamped and turns into some insane program, then I can always do that and then switch back to the cashback and do it all over again. Now, so far we've assumed that the first year annual fee will always be free, but that's probably not the case always. So what if one day these cards will no longer get a first year annual fee waiver? That is super simple. What you can then do is open their all-inclusive checking account, and what that enables you to do is waive 1 annual fee on 1 premium credit card, which is either one of these 3, and it's actually a free account if you keep a minimum balance of $5,000 in the account itself. Do keep in mind though, if the account balance do drop under $5,000, you're going to be charged a $30 a month annual fee. Of course, everybody's situation is different, but if you're looking for somewhere to park your emergency fund, then this would be the perfect spot to waive the annual fee and also park your emergency fund. Okay, so in terms of earnings, I'll actually read that out for you guys right here. So for the cashback, you're going to be getting 3% back on groceries, gas, recurring bill payments, and 1% on everything else. For the Aeroplan, we're talking value instead of cashback because it is an Aeroplan card. So assuming the value of each mile at 2 cents per point at least, you're going to be getting a 3% back on groceries, gas, and drugstores, and also Air Canada purchases 2% back on everything else. And after November 8th, after the reward, you're going to be getting a 4% back on Air Canada purchases. And last but not least, the first class travel will earn you 4.5% on Expedia for TD purchases and 1.5% on everything else. As per the special benefits, the TD Cashback offers a special benefit called the TD Auto Club. So basically what that gets you is special benefits on the road in terms of, say, if you got locked out in your car, you can call locksmith and get reimbursed. Or if you need a towing, you can just call them up and they'll send someone. Or if you're in the middle of nowhere, you can pay a local company and have that reimbursed, or say lawyer fees. You just never know you'll need it. The Aeroplan has pretty good benefits, and even after November 8th it's gonna have increased benefits. So basically after the 8th you're gonna have a free check bag for you and I believe up to 8 of your passengers, and also you get $100 Canadian dollars back in terms of Nexus Pass. If you do decide to apply, you get $100 rebate. The first class travel doesn't have that many good benefits in my opinion compared to the other two cards, but I mean it has its regular insurance benefits, and on top of that, if you were to buy a priority pass, you're gonna get a discount. But in my opinion, if you're just gonna go for a priority pass, just go for one of the AMEX Platinum credit cards instead. So to conclude, the play right now is to product switch between the Aeroplan and the cashback credit cards. And also, I mean, if the first class card ever gets a killer offer, you can always switch to that instead of the Aeroplan. This is a killer strategy, especially when you're adding in the first year fee waiver. And even if there's no waiver down the road, you can always open their all-inclusive checking account and get your own waiver yourself that way. And again, if you do decide to go for that route, you don't have to pay the $30 a monthly fee on that checking account if you do have more than $5,000 in that account. If you haven't yet gotten started already and are serious about, earning rewards and points, I would seriously consider starting in the TD's ecosystem, because in my opinion, this is one of the best ways to rack up points without it actually showing on your credit file, which is always great. So there's my strategy, you guys, for the TD credit cards for 2020. I really hope you guys got value out of this video and found it entertaining. If you did, make sure you hit like really quickly. It really helps the channel's algorithm. It helps YouTube to show this video to more people just like yourself. And if you're not yet subscribed, make sure to subscribe to see more content like this one every single week. And as always, have an amazing day. Peace.